What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope we're all doing well. Lot to talk about. Let's start off with the MLB Hall of Fame. A little update you have that other committee that commences every 3 years. They put Jeff Kent in the Hall of Fame. Jeff Kent was voted in. You gotta get 12 votes to get in. He got more than the 12 required votes. He's in. This is long overdue. Jeff Kent was absolutely a Hall of Fame player. Played a lot of his career with the San Francisco Giants, finished with the Dodgers, was in Houston briefly, started his career with the New York Mets, short stint in Cleveland as well, played from 1992 to 2008 for 17 seasons. He was a 290 career hitter, 377 career home runs, over 1,500 career RBIs, a 356 career on base, 500 career slugging, 855 career OPS. OPS plus was 123. First career, five-time All-Star, four-time Silver Slugger, former league MVP in 2000 with the San Francisco Giants. That year he hit 334, 33 home runs, 125 RBIs, 424 on base, 596 slugging, 1,021 OPS. Also stole 12 bases that year. He was a great player, one of the great second basemen of all time. I'm very happy that Jeff Kent finally got inducted into the Hall of Fame. A couple of guys got left off. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Gary Sheffield, and Fernando Valenzuela are not eligible now until 2031 because they got less than 5 votes. That's the rule with this committee. If you get less than 5 votes, you get like the next 3 years later you can't go up for almost a re-election, but you can't be on the ballot, so they won't be eligible until 2031. They're not going to put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. They're just not going to do it. We all know the story of him. You get the most home runs in league history, but they're not going to put him in. Roger Clemens is another guy who should be in. One of the greatest throwing pitchers of all time. 7 Cy Youngs. That's more than any other player. Played for a long time. He was on the '86 Red Sox that lost to the Mets in the World Series. He pitched I think in the late 2000s, early 2010s for Toronto. Great long career. They're not going to put him in. Gary Sheffield and Venezuela, that's where it gets a little bit closer. There's a little bit of a case to maybe not put them in. Gary Sheffield should be in. Guy's 509 career home runs. 290 career with 500 career home runs, 250 career stolen bases. He should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. He was a great hitter for a very long time. Played with the Marlins for a while. Started in Milwaukee. He played for the Yankees for a bit. Was with the Braves for a bit. His last year he played with the Mets. The guy at 4 years old at 270 with 10 home runs in his last year with the New York Mets in 2009. He should be in the Hall of Fame. And then obviously Fernando Valenzuela, a little bit more of a complicated case. First career, 173, 153, 3.54 ERA, 453 career games, 424 career starts, over 2,900 career innings. He won a Cy Young, 6-time All-Star, Gold Glove, Rookie of the Year, 2-time Silver Slugger as a pitcher. Back when pitchers used to hit, obviously. Won a ring in 1981. His peak was absolutely incredible. In 81 with the Dodgers, he made 25 starts, 2.48 ERA, 192 in the third innings, 180 strikeouts. Led the league that year in starts. He had 8 shutouts, which is crazy. Also led the league in strikeouts, 180. Keep in mind this is 1981. So his peak was incredible, but unfortunately, he had some injuries and some other issues that kind of really cut his career a little short and kind of fell off relatively quickly. But his peak was so good. Was so good. It's a shame that he probably won't get in either. But that's the whole MLB Hall of Fame spiel. Let's talk college football. It was conference championship weekend this past weekend. The Friday games, number 22 Tulane beats number 24 North Texas 34-21. In the American Championship, they finished the season at 11-2, 7-0 at home. North Texas also finished the year at 11-2. In the Sun Belt Championship, number 25 James Madison beat Troy 31-14 to win the Sun Belt. They finished the year 12-1. Troy finishes the year 8-5. In
the game for Troy. Handoff is to Meadows. He's in. Touchdown, Troy. The Trojans not going away. Got to watch out for Donnie Smith. He's got a sack today. 10 to lead the Sun Belt on the season. Coming from the backside. He hits Barnett. It's picked off by Troy.
Higgins, number 2 in the slot at the top.
Blitz coming. Crowder down the sideline. Back shoulder. Incomplete. Long 50. That's no good. Slowski in motion. Quarterback run. Barnett using a lead blocker. Gets free. Barnett to the end zone. That's the player of the year in the Sun Belt. 3-man rush with a spy. Keltry's hit. The ball is out. Picked up by James Madison. Touchdown for the Dukes. Drew Spinagatti.
JMU jumped out to a 10-point lead first half, but late in the first half, about 2 minutes to go, Troy runs one in to pull them within a field goal. A little bit later in the game, in the third quarter, big turnover by Troy. His defense has been great all season. They forced a turnover. Of course, they hit the quarterback as he was throwing. I think that guy who hit him is the top sack getter in the Sun Belt. Forcing the interception, but you go 3 and out. You got 3rd and 10 play, incomplete, really good coverage, plus a bit of an inaccurate throw. This is a really where they lost the game. 46-yard field goal, and you miss it. You're playing a team like JMU. They are a powerhouse within the Sun Belt. But you've kept it close all game. A lot of people thought JMU would blow them out. They were favored by over 3 touchdowns in this game. JMU kept it close. Troy kept it close, and then you get a big turnover, you get good field position, you go 3 and out and miss a field goal. That was tough, and JMU would end up taking the lead on a run touchdown, on a bit of a quarterback draw, quarterback power, whatever word you want to use. Over 4 minutes to go, that puts them up by 10, and then you force a turnover on the other side of the ball, sack fumble, JMU picks it up, and that put them up by 17 with about 3 minutes to go, and that was the game. JMU beats Troy in the Sun Belt Championship. These two didn't really matter, but congrats to Kennesaw State. They beat Jacksonville State 19-15 in the Conference USA Championship. They finished 10-3. Jacksonville State finishes at 8-5. And Boise State beats UNLV 38-21. Boise State ends up at 9-4. Third straight Mountain West title for Boise State, who's been very down these last few years. UNLV falls to 10-3 on the season. Now for Saturday, let's start with the Big 12 championship. Number 4 Texas Tech beats number 11 BYU 34-7. They were very, very dominant. This game was close early on. BYU scored very early. Texas Tech then took a lead at the half, and then they pulled away in the second half.
In this first quarter, scoreless for now. L.J. Martin right in. And that is the first time Texas Tech has allowed a point on an opening drive this season. Here's Morton. Downfield strike. And brought in by Aiken. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line.
Opportunities downfield.
Review. It has been ruled a completed catch for a touchdown.
And now Dickey right in. Cameron Dickey.
For 2.
Try to make it 21-7. And Carter's going to do just that. Terrence Carter takes it in. And now trying to fight back. Throw! Ball is out! That whole thing just exploded. And Romello Height recovers it by Harrington.
And they're humming.
Bachmeyer. It is intercepted again! Ben Roberts does it again!
So first quarter, L.J. Martin runs it in for the Cougars. They go up 7-0. Then it's now 7-3. A great throw here from the Red Raiders quarterback for a touchdown. Originally it was ruled a yard short. That was not a good call. The referee missed that. On further review, they said it's a touchdown. He's in. Third quarter late. Texas Tech runs one in again. They go for 2. They would get it. That would give them a 21-7 lead, puts them up by 2 touchdowns very late in the third quarter. And then the Texas Tech defense, which is elite, beyond elite, they rushed the passer on the play action there. The guy hit the quarterback while he was still like getting the ball back from the fake handoff, forced a fumble. They ended up getting the field goal off of that, and then an interception on the very next play. They just a terrible throw there from BYU, and that would ice it. Texas Tech wins 34-7. They win a Big 12 championship, so they're obviously automatically in the playoff. Do want to shout out Western Michigan. They beat Miami, Ohio, 23-13 in the MAC championship. Again, doesn't matter if college football playoff. Just want to shout them out. They finished 9-4. Miami, Ohio finishes 7-6 in the SEC championship. Number 3 Georgia beats number 9 Alabama 28-7. This game was an absolute blowout. Georgia controlled from start to finish. They win 28-7.
Teams players, there's a rich history in the SEC championship game. Right on cue. Georgia with the block. Bouncing around and fielded inside the 25. Kirby Smart had a feeling a special teams play would come into play tonight. And getting his hand on it was Cole's spear. They fake it to McCray. And Joker, touchdown! Simpson looking that direction. Now back across the middle. High throw. Intercepted. Picked off. Dalen Everett with the Dogs with a stiff arm. Takes it back into Alabama territory. That comes across in motion. Surveying. End zone. Touchdown! Dylan Bell. And the Dogs with a long march to build their lead. To punctuate this performance. Pressure comes. Simpson stays alive. Has to make something happen on 4th down. Spins away. Heaves to the end zone. Oh! Bounced right off the chest of Bernard.
Georgia just controlled the game from start to finish. First quarter, Georgia with a block punt deep in Alabama territory. They recovered on the brink of the red zone, basically. This would lead to a very easy touchdown for Georgia, as you saw in my highlight that I showed. 3rd and goal. Gunnar Stockton, or it wasn't even a pass play. The guy just runs it in. And then, very next drive, Ty Simpson throws an interception. Probably should have been caught by the Alabama receiver. Not totally on him, though we think he overthrew it a tiny bit, a little bit too much on it. Interception for Georgia. That gives them good field position again. 3rd and goal. At the 5 or 6 yard line, Gunnar Stockton zips one in for a touchdown. It's now 14-0 Georgia before you can even blink. And just Georgia never looked back. They were great defensively. And then 4th and 10, 3.5 to go in the game. This is just a perfect example of what Alabama dealt with. Ty Simpson actually makes a great play to avoid pressure from a great throw. Hit his receiver right in the hands, right in the chest, and he drops it. So he came to the board, was like, you got to be kidding me. Ty Simpson was obviously upset. Big win for Georgia 28-7 as they win the SEC championship. I think Gunnar Stockton, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Then we had the Big Ten championship. Number 2 Indiana defeats number 1 Ohio State 13-10. Win their first Big Ten title since 1945. That was 80 years ago, if my math is correct. They finished 13-0 undefeated. Ohio State drops to 12-1. They are that snaps a 16-game winning streak for the Buckeyes.
Back. Here's Sayin. Over the middle and intercepted. Lewis Moore. Indiana has a football. Got it up and good. Sayin looking. Sayin in trouble. Scrambles. Throws. Touchdown. Tater. Mendoza. Fade. Surratt. Corner. Touchdown. Indiana. Quarterback sneak. And it looks like the Buckeyes have it.
Rolling on the field was the run made the line to gain. The place under further review.
Huge turn of events here.
There's Julian Sayin's knee. It's down. You can see his helmet right here, which means the ball is somewhere behind this pile of players, and he needed to get all the way to the 4-yard line. You can see he was short.
Play fake, Sayin rolls, looks, and complete. What a defensive play, this time by Hardy. No good! At the 24, Mendoza. Charlie B from Nashville. Sayin lets it go. And it is caught, but not enough. Kurt Cignetti does it.
It was a great game, low-scoring game, two elite defenses. Julian Sainz, second straight game of a first-quarter pick for him. Indiana wasn't able to capitalize with a touchdown, but they were able to score a field goal, 29-yarder, good. Put up 3-0 in the first quarter. But later in the quarter, last minute of the first quarter, Sainz scrambles out of pressure, finds Carnell Tate, expected to be a top 5 pick this coming draft. Touchdown, helps it layers up 10-6. Beautiful ball from Fernando Mendoza, who's probably going to win the Heisman. Finds this guy, puts India up by a field goal, middle of third quarter. Late third quarter, 4th and 1 from about the 5. Same QB sneak. Originally, they says that he has it. On further review, he does not get it. I was trying to kind of zoom in and show you in my clip where his knee was down and the announcer circled it. And if you listen, you could. He's trying to show you, like, where the line to gain is, so they don't get it. I don't get why you don't kick the field goal there if you're Ryan Day. I get it. India gets the ball back on your own 5, and your defense has been elite all game. But that's a reason to kick the field goal to me. It's a chip shot field goal. It'd only be, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26 yards. That would tie the game. You're on the brink of the fourth quarter. There's like a minute left in the third quarter. The tie game. This is Ohio State. You have the experience advantage over Indiana. You're defending champs. You've been dominant all year. Indiana's just as good as you this year. But, tie game going to the fourth quarter from Ohio State, I still feel pretty good. So you leave your points away. You leave points on the board there. Then later in the game, 2:50 to go. Sain on 3rd and 1, he throws it. A great play by Indiana to break that pass out. And Jaden Fielding, how do you miss that dude? 27-yard field goal. And he pushes it to the left. Just horrible. Maybe that's why Ryan Day didn't kick the field goal in the third quarter. He didn't have confidence in his kicker to even make a short field goal. So he went for it, and it backfired. Here he was like, if I don't get it, I'm probably going to end up losing because there's less than 3 minutes to go in the game, and we're losing. If we don't stop them rather quickly, we're going to lose and run out of time. So, all right, let me tie it. I trust my defense. Get us a stop. Still have our timeouts. Still give ourselves a shot, and then he misses it. But kudos to Kurt Cignetti and Fernando Mendoza. 3rd and 6, 2:40 to go. I was like, we have a timeout. Calls a long pass play, and Mendoza with a dime down the field. 33 yards, pretty much seals the game. You saw Hail Mary from his own 15. Julian Sainz obviously comes up well short. I don't know why they did check down on that first play. It's another terrible mistake, terrible play called by Ohio State. The Indiana wins. Nothing bad to say about Indiana. Kurt Cignetti, I would argue he's the best coach in college football. There's a few ones that have a case. Kirby Smart in Georgia, last few years has been called that, and he's right there. But I think Kurt Cignetti right now is the best coach in college football. Talk about calling your shot. Remember 2 years ago when he got hired and he showed up at the Indiana basketball game. He's like, "Oh, Purdue sucks. LSU sucks. Michigan sucks." He promised that he would bring a championship back to Indiana, and look what he did. That people were calling it the greatest hire in the history of college football. I came to disagree. The only one I can think that comes to mind was when Alabama hired Nick Saban away from the Miami Dolphins. What was it, 2006? That's the only one that compares. I think it's a better hire than when Michigan hired Jim Harbaugh. I think it's a better hire than really anything. I think that might be the best hire in the history of college football. Indiana bringing Kurt Cignetti. The guy is just a winner. And the ACC championship game, Duke beats number 17 Virginia 27-20, an 8-5 Duke. are your ACC champions.
They took the clock all the way down to 1. Darian Mensah, incomplete. Threw a sinker into the corner of the end zone. There is a flag down back behind the line of scrimmage. Barkate, the intended receiver. It's a holding call against Duke. Only Ross Martin has more career points. They really have to have with under 4 minutes to go, and he made it right down the middle. Without the penalty, they would have had to use another timeout. Here's Nate Shepard. And he went out of bounds. Morris throws, caught. Quickly. 25 seconds to go to the end zone. It is caught by Wood for a touchdown. Play clock at 3 as they snap it. Design roll for Mensah. He's in trouble. Chased by James Jackson. Throws to the sideline for Barkate. And it's incomplete. Out of the pistol. Quick snap. Castle. Stopped at the 1-yard line. Castle stays in to block. Mensah. End zone touchdown. Jeremiah Hazley.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 1. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced to start Virginia's overtime period.
That's a play. Another 4th down conversion there. 4th. They go to a trick play. Taylor threw it back to Morris. It is intercepted.
So Duke's up by a touchdown about 5 minutes ago. 3rd and goal, an errant throw. Good defense by Virginia. Duke takes a penalty. Backs them up on the field goal, but still was a very short field goal. They end up making it from, I think it was like maybe 30 yards. Puts them up by 10. Virginia, a little under 4 minutes to go, responds to a field goal to put it to 20-13. Duke gets the ball back, and they will get stopped. You see the 3rd and 8, there was a run play I showed. He goes out of bounds. That's a terrible mistake. You got to stay in bounds and let Virginia use a timeout. And then Virginia gets the ball back, 30 seconds to go, 4th and 4. They convert. They didn't even have the clock. It's college. And then that great pass to send the game to overtime with 22 seconds left. And Duke had a very weird set of play calls. 2nd and goal. Quarterback rolls right. This is after an incompletion from just inside the 2-yard line. Receiver catches it out of bounds. The 3rd and goal, you finally run the ball. You get stuffed. You lose half a yard or so. 4th and goal, they go for, which either way, I think it was the right call by Manny Diaz. And your quarterback rolls right. Finds his tight end for a touchdown. I swear to you, as I'm watching this, I see him rolling right. I'm thinking, oh my God, nobody's open. They're not going to get it. Virginia's going to win the game. They're going to be in the playoff. Don't want to see it. Then at the corner of my eye, I saw the tight end get out. I'm like, oh my God, your tight end's open. And he found his man. Touchdown. Big play from Duke. And then Virginia takes a rough in the passer. So it gets enforced on their starting field position. So they start the ball on the 4 instead of 25. And what was that play call by the Cavaliers? Game on the line, overtime, your season's on the line. You cannot call a flea flicker. What are you doing? Just a terrible call. Intercepted. Great call from the announcer there. Duke wins the ACC championship in football. By the way, ACC, you deserve this. Georgia Tech showed look like they're really good. Then you lose to NC State. You get blown out by Pitt. See ya. Clemson was awful this year. UNC was a joke. Wake Forest isn't any good. Louisville fell off a cliff after a good start. This is what you deserve. Virginia wasn't good enough. This is what you deserve. The Duke Blue Devils are ACC champions. Obviously, they didn't make the playoff, but kudos to Manny Diaz. He failed at Miami, and since has rebounded. Done a good job at Duke. He is now a conference champion. So good for Duke, and they won the ACC championship before Miami did. So kudos to Manny Diaz and the Duke Blue Devils. Well, let's get to the college football playoff. A lot of talk about this. These were the 12 teams. Indiana ranked number 1, as they should be for beating Ohio State. Ohio State is the 2nd seed. A lot of people thought they'd be the 3 seed. I think that's right. I think those 2 teams are pretty clear best two teams in the country. Georgia is 3rd. Texas Tech is 4th. Of course, Indiana, Georgia, and Tech got automatic bids. Oregon's 5th. Ole Miss 6th. A&M 7th. Oklahoma 8th. Alabama was ranked 9th. Miami's ranked 10th over Notre Dame. Tulane and JMU both make it as Group of 5 champions. That's your 12. So lots won't cover here. So I agree with Ohio State over Georgia. I think if you flipped them, I wouldn't have really had a problem with it. I think Ohio State and Indiana are pretty clear the top two teams in the country. I think there was a case for A&M ahead of Ole Miss. I just don't think A&M's a worse team than Ole Miss, and Ole Miss's staff has been gutted by Lane Kiffin. Again, not their fault. That's Lane Kiffin being an asshole, but I would have probably had A&M ahead of Ole Miss, but that's here nor there. I think Oklahoma at 8 was pretty obvious. We all knew that was going to happen. And the group of 5 teams, again, according to the rules, that's what needed to happen. Tulane deserved to be in JMU because of the rule. I don't have a problem with Miami being in over Notre Dame. I do not. I'm not. I don't think Miami is a surefire playoff team by any means. I think Beck is terrible. I think the ACC should not have a team in. But they beat Notre Dame. They're 10-2. They're the 10th best team in this thing. They had a better record than Texas, better record than Vanderbilt, better record than USC, and they deserve to be in. Alabama is the big qualm. So on one hand, they did get to the SEC championship game. Nothing to sneeze at. One, they got blown out in that game. Two, they lost to 5-7 Florida State earlier in the season. Three, they had a worse record than Notre Dame. That being said, if you penalize the team for getting to a conference championship game, is that right? However, if the game doesn't matter, why play it? They have to have some meaning, these conference championship games. They have to have meaning. And for that reason, I think Notre Dame should have been in over Alabama. I really do. I'm not surprised they put Alabama in over Notre Dame, but I would have put Notre Dame in over Alabama. That being said, can Notre Dame shut up? You're not playing a bowl game? Really? That is the weakest stuff I've ever seen. Imagine being a senior who's not going to the league, and you just found out that because your school is petty, that the game you played the week prior was the last game of your career. That's horrible. That is horrible. That is horse crap from Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a really good young team with CJ Carr and all those guys. Probably going to have a lot of the roster coming back. Their coach didn't get poached, obviously, in Marcus Freeman. This is a team that next year will have a legit shot to be in the national championship picture and be in this playoff. And this is a chance to really create momentum, get some of these younger guys some more reps, and you're not going to do it. That is stupid, 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 stupid. Like, they're basically rage quit college football. I've never seen a team do that. But zooming out, the system's broken. The system is broken. Alabama aside, Tulane and JMU were in. Notre Dame beats both those teams. In fact, Texas beats both those teams. BYU beats both those teams. By the way, if Alabama's in, BYU should probably be in. For penalizing Alabama for getting demolished in a conference title game, let's not penalize BYU as well. They had a better record than Alabama, so the system's broken. It is completely broken. Next year, I think they got to get rid of all voto bids. A group of 5 teams probably never going to get in now, but I want the 12 best teams. And if Notre Dame or whoever, if we got, the first 5 out are all better than the last 2 teams in, that's a broken system. That's a completely broken system. I'm not, Duke didn't deserve to be in, obviously. I don't think Texas should have been in. You lost to Florida. You had 3 losses. But, they would beat Tulane by 20 points. They beat JMU probably by 4 touchdowns. Even Vanderbilt, I think there was a case. I think, I know that they want to play one more game, and, so Diego Pavlik at the UFC fight, kind of looking like, he's looking like a douchebag, kind of, saying, oh, we should be in the playoff. And I like Vanderbilt. They had a great year, but you lost 3 games. You lost to Texas, who doesn't deserve to be in. So you're not going to be in. You lost to Alabama, so obviously you're not putting them in. But even Vanderbilt would beat both schools by probably 2 scores. It really is a shame what college football has become. College football is broken, and the system is broken. I want to quickly talk about some coaching hires in college football. It's official. Penn State has hired Iowa State coach Matt Campbell on an 8-year deal. So as bad and pathetic as their head coach search was, this was a good hire. Matt Campbell's a good coach. He's been at Iowa State for a long time. He's had a lot of success there. Some NFL teams have even done some sniffing around him. Other big time programs have done some digging on him. They have considered hiring him in recent years. He deserves his promotion. The Iowa State athletic director, was very emotional talking about him, saying how much he's done for the school, and saying he doesn't owe Iowa State a thing. He was very emotional. This is a good hire. The problem is I don't see him having success because Iowa State and Penn State are two very different jobs. For the most part, he was going 8-4 at 9-3 at Iowa State. That's very impressive at Iowa State. Who cares about Iowa State? Their football program before he got there was dead, and he's made them relevant. If he goes 8-4 at Penn State, he's going to get fired. So, they fired James Franklin. I get it. James Franklin, it was time. We couldn't win the big game. I get it. I don't disagree with the decision to fire him. But, for the most part, he was going 9-3, 10-2 every single year. And you replace him with a guy who was going 8-4, 9-3 every single year as well. Are you sure Matt Campbell's a better coach than James Franklin? That's not a knock on Matt Campbell. I think he's a very good college football coach. He did a good job at Iowa State. He deserves this promotion, like I said. But if he goes 8-4 for 3 years in a row, he's going to get fired, and that's not really fair. That's why if I were him, I'd consider staying at Iowa State. You can go 8-4 every year and, get a statue built at Iowa State. You get Penn State, you get run out of the building. You get run out of the freaking state of Pennsylvania. So, although I think it's a good hire, I just don't see him because they want a national championship. If that's the next step for them. I don't know if Matt Campbell is going to bring that to Penn State. I really don't think that he will. And I saw it was James Franklin and Matt Campbell's records against I think it was ranked teams. And Matt Campbell was 1 game better over the last 10 years. So I think it's basically a lateral move. You might as well kept James Franklin at that point, to be honest. I think if Matt Campbell coached Penn State this season, I think he would have the same result. So not a bit higher, but I mean he's a good coach, but I don't see, you taking the next step with Matt Campbell. Iowa State found the replacement. It was Washington State coach Jimmy Rogers. Not sure how much I love this. He was at South Dakota State for a while. He was their D coordinator, became their head coach briefly. Was there for 2 years. Had a lot of success. Went 27-3, but also South Dakota State. They played in the Missouri Valley Conference. Went 6-6 with Washington State, who's still in the Pac-12 and it doesn't really exist. It's a small step up for him. Washington State, they've never really been very good. They haven't been that good in a while. He went 6-6. We'll see what happens. I think it's a bit of a step down from Matt Campbell, but not a horrible hire for Iowa State. But Jimmy Rogers is now the coach of Washington State. But let's talk NFL now. Let's recap the games from this past week in the NFL. On Sunday, Seahawks beat the Falcons 37-9. Seahawks are now 10-3. Sam Darnold 20 of 30 for 249 yards and 3 touchdowns. Another big game from JSN. 7 catches, 92 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Best receiver in the NFL right now. I think he should be the offensive player of the year with Jonathan Taylor kind of falling off his last few games. Seahawks, team in the road. They're 6-1 on the road. They're a great road team. Kudos to Mike McDonald. He's done a phenomenal job since taking over as the head coach of the Seahawks last year. Talk with the 4-9, they're brutal. They absolutely suck. The Bills beat the Bengals 39-34. Crazy back and forth game between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. First of all, it's Josh Allen's first win ever over Joe Burrow, which I did not realize. Burrow plays well, 25-36 for 284 yards and 4 touchdowns, but does have 2 interceptions. And the defense gave up 39 points. No surprise there. That happens to Joe Burrow pretty much every single game of his NFL career, it feels like.
2nd and goal, back to the air. Allen to the end zone. Kincaid, touchdown Bills. Dalton Kincaid back in the lineup. He's got a touchdown. Bills looking for their first lead of the day. James Cook reaches again. He lost it. And Cincinnati's got it. The top against Benford. Burrow throws back that way. Touchdown. Gesicki came loose.
25 today, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He's pressured. He's got a ton of room. There goes Josh Allen through the snow into the end zone. Touchdown Bills, 40 yards from the 33. Oh my goodness! Look out here! Christian Benford gift wrapped the other way. Touchdown! What just happened? 67 yards. He looks to throw. He pumps. He throws. He's got a touchdown. He's got Jackson Hawes. Into the blitz. Wants T. Higgins. He's got him. Higgins fights through contact for the touchdown. Burrow hopping around. Lost the ball. And a failed 2-point conversion this time. They will throw. Allen dances and runs, and Josh Allen looking for the knockout blow. High steps his way to it.
So back and forth. Bengals had a commanding lead going into the half. Allen throws one to Kincaid. Early third quarter pulls them within a field goal, 21-18. Then later in the third quarter, Cook is on the goal line. He fumbles on the goal line. A brutal turnover by the Bills and James Cook. Bengals recover to get the ball back. Dodge a huge bullet. Burrow, under pressure, finds a way to get it to Mike Gesicki for a touchdown that puts the Bengals back up by 10 in the fourth quarter, 8:4 to go. But then Allen breaks free a 40-yard run. This guy, Josh Allen, is ridiculous. This guy's 6'5" and runs like a running back. He's crazy. And he can throw the ball as far as anybody in the league as well. That puts the field goal on the Bills back within a field goal. And Joe Burrow with one of the worst pick sixes you ever see. That was bad. Love Joe Burrow, but that was bad. 5.5 to go. He'll all of a sudden take the lead by 7 or by 4 out of 32-28. And then Bills would score again. 3 minutes to go. Allen pump fakes, finds Dawson Knox, his backup tight. No, it was just fullback, I think. Jackson Hawes. Bills up by 11. Burrow, big play to T. Higgins for a touchdown. A little over 2 to go. They would go for 2. They would not get it. Burrow gets sacked. They're still only down by 5. You have a chance. It was 3rd and long. A little under 2 minutes to go. Bengals out of timeouts. But Allen gets free. Breaks free for a 17-yard run. He slides down. Seals the game for the Buffalo Bills. Bills improve to 9-4. Big come from behind win. Bengals are 4-9. That's probably going to be a wrap for them. They had to win out. Looked like to win the AFC North. They're not going to get a wild card spot, obviously. That's probably going to be it. They got as far as Zach Taylor, man. Like, how does the defense look this bad every week? I know the Bills can score. They have Josh Allen, but come on. Getting ridiculous. Titans win a game. They beat the Browns 31-29. They have 2-11 on the year. Browns are 3-10. Shedeur Sanders with best game to this point. 23-42 for 364 yards and 3 touchdowns and a pick. A big game for Tony Pollard. He ran for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Tennessee Titans.
From the 35, extra lineman in, and there goes Tony Pollard. And Pollard up across the 45 and across midfield. What a block downfield. Pollard still going. Unbelievable run. He's going to take it to the house for a touchdown, Titans. For Sanders. Well protected. And there's Jerry Jeudy. And he's off. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Several times underneath today.
Sanders in trouble here. He gets away and fires open. He was for a moment at the 30, but it's intercepted by Xavier Woods on the overthrow. Woods back inside the 40 of Cleveland. 15 carries. Make it 17, and Pollard straight up the gut. Pollard to the end zone. Touchdown, Titans. Dylan Sampson has it, moves upfield. Ball comes out, and the Titans have it at the 26. Cedric Gray on the recovery, runs it back inside the 7-yard line. Sanders fires for the end zone, open! Leaping up and grabbing it! Harold Fannin, and that's a Browns touchdown! No Shedeur, it's Judkins on the direct snap. He was supposed to pitch it, but didn't and couldn't. And now he's going to have to throw it, and he does. And it's incomplete. And the Titans hold him off.
Like I said, big game for Tony Pollard. He had a 65-yard touchdown in the first quarter. That put the Titans up 14-3. Then Shador, with probably the best pass of his career, a 60-yard touchdown pass to Judy. Those are struck to Jerry Judy across the field. Was the Browns up by a field goal late in the second quarter. Then same score, third quarter, Shador gets picked off. He's back. Shador is back. That's Shador I'm used to seeing. Gets picked off a bit of a duck, in a rainy game. Good return on the interception. Titans would put it in the end zone. Tony Pollard again, 30-plus yards out. Runs them pretty much untouched. Titans take the lead late in the third quarter. So 21-17 fourth quarter. Shador to Dylan Sampson, who fumbles. A brutal turnover for the Cleveland Browns. Titans take advantage. They go 31-23 late in the fourth quarter. Minutes ago, Howard Fenton with a man catch there for a touchdown. He's very good. But what was this two-point conversion? Direct step to Quinshon Judkins, who's supposed to do like a pitch back to somebody else. He forgets to do it. Throws across the field, gets intercepted, if you even call it that. That was one of the worst play calls I've ever seen by the Cleveland Browns. Look, I cannot stand Shador Sanders. The guy did for 360 yards on 3 touchdowns. Is a minute to go. You're down by 2, and he's not on the field for a 2-point conversion. Kevin Stefanski, I like you, but what in the hell are you doing? Just a brutal play call. Titans hang on to win that game. Vikings shoved the Commanders 31-0. J.J. McCarthy actually played well. 16 of 23, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns. Washington Commanders. Why did Jaden Daniels play this game? He looked terrible. Got hurt again. Why was he out there? Maybe he was clear by the doctor, but you're 3-9. Your team sucks. You're completely out of it. He's, a guy who's had several injuries throughout his career, only 2 years into this thing. He's shown last year he's a franchise quarterback. Why did he play in this game? Sit him down. I cannot believe they put him back out there. I don't hate what Dan Quinn and his staff has done since taking over the Commanders last year, but my God, the mismanagement of him should be, you should lose your job over it. It's bad enough to where you can lose your job. I do not understand. Your team's depleted by injuries. You made J.J. McCarthy look good. Just how? I cannot believe they put Jane Daniels out there. That is coaching malpractice. Vikings proved to 5-8, Commanders are 3-10. Again, there's no point of winning games. You can get a higher pick. You're not even at home. You can't even sell tickets or anything like that. It makes no sense. Dolphins over the Jets 34-10. Brady took out to play a lot of this game. Tyrod Taylor got hurt. Justin got hurt during the week. He was horrible. 14 of 30 for 163 yards and 2 picks. I'm glad he got to give a chance to play. Everyone was calling stardom. The season's over. See what you have in him. He was utterly terrible. He was very bad. Jets looked terrible. Jalen Wright had 170 yards on a touchdown on the ground this game for the Dolphins. They're a joke. I'm sorry, Ireland's a joke. They're on 24-7 late in the first half. Guys cracking jokes with the referees on the sideline. Like, what are you doing? Get your head out of your ass, dude. Dolphins also have won 4 in a row. They're 6-7. Saints beat the Bucks 24-20 for their 3rd win of the year. Trevor Shuck comes up big late in this game.
And the new right tackle is Sherman. Shuck. Oh, here they come up the middle. He got away from one. He got away from Vea. Here he goes. No way. Touchdown. Mayfield to the air. Chuck Wilmer the block low. Did Auden bring it in?
He's got to get to the 30. Even if he caught it, he's got to get to the 30.
And that right there, the way that line judge is running in, looks like he's short.
Great run there in the fourth quarter by Tyler Shuck. And big stop from the Saints. Baker's pass to, I think it goes to Kate Auden. He caught it, but it was ruled about a half-yard short of the first down. Saints with a big upset, get to 3-10 in the year. Bucks now 7-6. Bucks are really struggling. They got a bunch of injuries. Baker's been struggling a bit, so that great start to the year. 7-6. They better be careful. Got Carolina right there on their heels. Yeah, but Jaguars beat the Colts 36-19. They play well. 17-30, 244, 2 scores for Trevor Lawrence. Colts lose again. They're 8-5 now. Now, Daniel Jones, Terry's Achilles, he's out for the year. I feel really bad for Daniel Jones. Was having a career, was playing really well. He's been playing through a fractured fibula. It was showing. Now, Terry's Achilles. I really do feel bad for Daniel Jones. I thought going to be it for the Colts. They're probably going to miss the playoffs now. Another quarterback is Riley Leonard, who freaking sucks. But Jacksonville 9-4 this year. They're probably going to win the AFC South. I bet them to win the AFC South right now. Steelers over the Ravens, 27-22. I think the Ravens kind of got screwed. I think that touchdown that got called back for Isaiah Likely saying he dropped it. I think he had possession. I think that should have been a touchdown. And the Aaron Rodgers fumble, that wasn't a fumble. I think that was also the wrong call. But 7-6, they're going to go down and win the division. I could already call it. Lamar struggles again. He has not looked like he's coming back. He's definitely still hurt. Ravens are now 6-7. Does not look good for the Baltimore Ravens. 3-5 at home this year. I wonder if John Harbaugh will get fired. That's going to be an interesting plot point. Broncos over the Raiders, 24-17. Denver is 11-2. On the year, Raiders up to 2-11. People were freaking out because I guess people took the Raiders with the points at 8.5, and then like the last play of the game, the Raiders threw like a long pass down by 10, and Denver like hit the kid late, so they took a personal foul and put the Raiders in field goal range. And like the last part of the game, they kicked a field goal just because, and he made it, and so they won, but they lost by 7 and not 10. Like Dave Portnoy was losing every single one of those bad beats. And this is why you do sports gamble. I don't know what to tell you. Packers beat the Bears 28-21. They moved to 9-3-1. Bears up to 9-4. Bears 5-game win streak is snapped. Packers now have sole possession of first place in the NFC North.
Blitz coming. Love has time. Floats one. Watson down there. No! Touchdown, Packers. Golden checks in at wide receiver. He's missed the last 3 games. A speedy rookie. Love loading up. Going deep. Down the field. Has a man. It's caught. Touchdown. Bo Melton and the Pack. Play fake. Williams looking. Throwing. It is caught. Touchdown. Oh, Olamide Zaccheaus. Manungai up the cut, and he is in! What a run! Theo Bennett in alignment in motion. He gets cut. Williams floats it the other way. It's caught for a touchdown! Colston Loveland. 3rd and goal. It is Jacobs plowing up the middle. Josh Jacobs is in. Touchdown, Packers. On the fake. Williams looking, throwing. It is intercepted. Keyshawn Nixon and the Packers will win it.
Bears-Packers, obviously a huge rivalry. Second quarter, rather. Love drops one to Christian Watson, who's been balling out lately since he came back from the injury. Late in the first half, 40 seconds left. Love a deep ball that gets called for a touchdown. Bo Melton, he's got a really good arm. He can just be a little bit more less turnover prone. But third quarter, 14-3 still Packers. Caleb rolls right, finds this man. Great catch made there by the Bears for Zaccheaus. Pulls him to within 4 points, makes it 14-10. Third quarter, Kyle Monaghan runs in. He's been running his ass off. He's had a very good year. Bears are a very good running team. No, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a 2-point conversion. 21-14. Caleb would find Colston Loveland for a touchdown. 8 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Around the goal line. Tie game. Josh Jacobs runs in. 3.5 to go. Packers go up by a touchdown. And then Caleb Williams turned into Caleb Williams once again. Last 30 seconds. 4th and 1 in the red zone. Just a terrible throw. Underthrown. Intercepted. Packers win. Caleb Williams sucks. Been trying to tell you guys. I've said it many times. Packers are now in first place. Rams over the Cardinals, 45-17. Rams continue the roll. They're 10-3. Staggering bounce back game. 281 yards and 3 touchdowns. Blake Corum, 128 yards and two touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. Arizona, they are 3-10. They suck. Obviously, they're more worried about how they're going to trade Kyler Murray in the offseason. But again, Brissett played pretty well. 25-44. 271, 2 touchdowns, and one interception. He's been pretty good. Might get a chance to start for somebody next year. And the Texans beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, 20-10. Big day again for the Houston Texans defense. They improved to 8-5. They've now won 8 of their last 10 games. Their chance of making the playoffs continue to increase. I think they're right now in the field of 7 right now for the AFC. Chiefs are now 6-7, and they have an uphill battle to even make the postseason this year.
3rd and goal. Chiefs bring it 5. Stroud. Marks walks it in. Touchdown, Houston.
Defense with great effort.
2nd and 9. Mahomes scanning, deflected in the air. Intercepted, Jalen Petrie. Operation clean, and the kick. No good. 2 for the touchdown. Hunt inside, pushing through to the goal line. In for the Kansas City touchdown. Matt arrives at the hole. Butker gets it down. Oh, he shaves the inside of the upright. Complex here in Kansas City. 3rd and 6. Quarter begins. Mahomes downfield for Hollywood Brown. Intercepted underneath Kamari Lassiter. 4th and 1, and they're going to go to 10-10 game. Anderson almost got there. Pass is incomplete.
And goal line offense.
He's got it here. Dario Ogunbowale to the goal line. He's in for the touchdown. Bryant got over there. 3rd down. Mahomes off the spot, searching, jump throw, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Texans bring 4. Mahomes getting it out. Kelsey couldn't hang on, and Alshire has the interception.
The Texans overpower the Chiefs in this one. 2nd quarter up 3-0. Stroud finds Woody Marks for a touchdown. 10-0. 2nd quarter, Mahomes under pressure. Zipped one in there. It goes off the hand of Juju. Gets picked off by Jalen Petrie. Chiefs have a lot of drops in this game. However, later, Harrison Butker, field goal try, clanks it off the right upright. It's kind of funny that the opposite point of the Chiefs is Matt Nagy. I remember he was the coach when the Bears did a double doink in the playoffs. Probably having PTSD with that clank. But then 4th and 1 around the goal line. They give it to Kareem Hunt. He scores a touchdown to pull the Chiefs within a field goal in the 3rd quarter. Butker barely makes a 36-yard field goal. I don't know what was wrong with him in this game. Missed a 43-yarder. Barely makes that one. Then 10-10 the 4th quarter. First play of the 4th quarter, Mahomes launches one down the field. Picked off by Lassiter. Terrible play by Mahomes. I don't know why he did that. Then 4th one at your own 30, they go for it, and it's incomplete. Why would Andy Reid go for it? Your defense gives up 10 points in 3 quarters. On your own 30, why would you go for it? I don't understand. Especially when you don't have much of a running game. Your offense isn't playing well. I don't get it. Texans end up getting a stop. And I don't know how to pronounce his name. Dare Ogunbowale, their 4th-string running back, runs it in on 1st and goal. And 5.5 to go. So down touchdown. Mahomes under pressure. Jump throw incomplete on 3rd and 4. And they get the ball back. 3.5 to go. 2nd and 10 from your own end zone. Kelsey drops it into the hands of a Texans defender. That's Al-Shahir with an interception. Just the 3rd of his career. 3 picks from Mahomes. What is wrong with the Chiefs? Mahomes was terrible last night. Kelsey, bunch of drops. 1 led to an interception. They had a lot of drops last night, the Kansas City Chiefs. Butker missed a field goal, almost missed another. Something's wrong with this team. Something is wrong. Remember this team with that. Seemed like they were getting really lucky last year. They're winning a lot of one-score games, winning in weird ways. Even got the officiating to go their way. You end up, winning 14, 15 games. You go to the Super Bowl. And this year, they're not doing that. Everything that was going right for them last year is going wrong for them this year. They're losing a lot of these one-score games. They're missing field goals that they were making last year. Things are just not going their way. This is just a very flawed football team. I'm sorry. This is not a playoff team. They cannot run the ball. Isaiah Pacheco is not that good. Kareem Hunt, fine goal line back, but that's about it. They have no running game. They have some decent receivers. Rashee Rice is good. He's an idiot off the field, but on the field, he is very good. Rory's a good player, nice little gadget player. But Juju isn't any good. Kelsey's washed. Completely washed. He's still an okay tie. Not nearly what he once was. He so obviously doesn't care anymore. And again, I don't even blame him. He's got a podcast with his own brother, who he's very close with, and Jason Kelsey. You know, makes a lot of money from that. He's about to get married to the biggest pop star in the world, Taylor Swift. I wouldn't care either. But then retire. I wouldn't even blame you. You're one of the greatest tight ends ever. 3 Super Bowl rings. Retire, bro. Get out of here. I think a lot of this needs to go on Matt Nagy. I really think he ruined Patrick Mahomes. My guy's just just a terrible football coach. And just I wonder, does Andy Reid? No way he gets fired, right? No, I can't imagine it's going to happen, but like that was a terrible decision to go for on your own 30-yard line. That was terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible. But Chiefs, not imagine them getting to the playoffs. They're going to have to win out and get help. And 2 of their games remain are against the Chargers and the Denver Broncos. Granted, Chargers are beatable, got a lot of injuries. Denver has not been nearly as good on the road than at home. Chiefs are at home. But they're both better teams than you right now. Yeah, the other 3 teams are easy. I think it's Miami, Tennessee. It's Miami, Tennessee, and Vegas. But I cannot imagine you get into the playoffs. If I was a betting man, I would say you do not get into the playoffs this season. The WWE Friday Night Smackdown from Friday. We had Ilya Dragunov against Carmelo Hayes for the U.S. title. Dragunov wins. Ciampa costs Carmelo Hayes. You saw when Dragunov saw on the big screen that there was some shenanigans in the match. Even though he won, he was not very happy about it. So next week, you will finally get Ciampa against Dragunov for the U.S. title. U.S. Title. Open Channel continues to be the best part of the show. They gotta stop spoiling it, though. Like, make it a true open challenge. Have Dragunov come out there, stand there and have someone's music hit and have them come out there, okay? Have it be a true open challenge, all right? Can you stop spoiling it? Granted, all these matches have been great. You know, Alexa Bliss against Kairi Sane in a one-on-one match. Alexa Bliss picks up the win. But that backstage interview was very, very funny. By the way, Kairi Sane, I don't know if I like her song. I think she should get it changed. I don't think she should get it changed. But it was cool that Alexa Bliss used Charlotte Flair's move. Their chemistry's been off the charts. I'm very, very surprised. It's crazy, like how their chemistry has just gotten better and better and better. Of course, afterwards, Lash and Nia Jax came in and attacked them and attacked the Kabuki Warriors. They made Jade Cargill against Alba Fire. That match lasted about 2 minutes. And then her little beef with Chelsea Green continued. She had another backflip running with B-Fab and Meechin. What are you doing? Like, I love the way Jade's been presented. And then you have her feud with Alba Fire, Meechin, and B-Fab. What are we doing? I think the end game is definitely she has a match with Naomi or Bianca. When Naomi, obviously, she's having a child. Bianca's still hurt, or I think she'll be in the Royal Rumble, most likely, but do something with her. She's gonna be the champion. Come on. Like, what are we doing? Then we had Gunther against LA Knight in the main event. In last time is now tournament. Gunther defeated LA Knight. And he will face John Cena this Saturday at Saturday night's main event in John Cena's last ever match. I do not understand what LA Knight did to this creative team that they hate him so much. I don't get it. Gunther does not need the rub. He does not need it. He has been a champion in WWE for the majority of the last 2 years. At WrestleMania 40, he lost the Intercontinental Championship after having it for over 400 days. He beat Damian Priest for the world title at SummerSlam last year. Lost to that at SummerSlam this year to CM Punk and Seth Rollins cashed in. He was hurt for a while. He returns in the tournament, and now he's facing John Cena. I don't get it. This is a perfect opportunity for you to have LA Knight be Cena's last opponent. They have chemistry. They worked together a couple of years ago. LA Knight loves Cena. They're good friends outside the ring. I don't understand. It'd be a great opportunity for LA Knight to go in there, Cena to put him over. Now LA Knight is in the world title scene. He's in the main event. So you have him win the Royal Rumble, have him beat whoever for the world championship. Maybe you have I would have Braun Breaker beat CM Punk regardless. on the first Raw of 2026 and have LA Knight win the Rumble and have Braun against LA Knight at WrestleMania. I wouldn't mind that. Probably should be Seth Rollins against Braun, but that would be great. But I don't know what else LA Knight has to do. Also, he's 43 years old. I don't think he's ever going to get that push. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Like, I love seeing him win the Royal Rumble and challenge one of the World Champions. I don't see it happening. I just don't. Really, really is a shame that this creative team is this clueless and this bad. But Gunther and Cena should be a good match, but Cena's going to lose. He'll pass out. No, he never gave up. Yeah, and that's going to open the show. We'll probably get a video package, an emotional last entrance from Cena. Maybe he'll say a few things. Gunther will come out. They'll have should be a good match. I would have rather that one LA Knight. But then Cena will probably have a very emotional retirement speech. He'll salute the crowd. I'll probably be crying. Watching with a couple of my friends, they'll all be crying. And we have to come on with the show, which I can't believe. They should really have this main event. I do think we're getting Cody against Obafemi. Obafemi better win that match. A few other things that happened. MFT's had a little run in. Obviously, he called out for Jason Mateva, which was funny. That feud keeps getting better and better. And that was Smackdown. That's all I got for you guys today. Till next time, so long. Have a great day.